Hello and welcome back to iBluAirJgR Gaming for Comedy. This is Mellka, the intoxicating, badass punk rock Eldrid Attacker. Well, she's not intoxicating, she's envenoming, but I'm getting ahead of myself. What are we talking about here? We're gonna go over a lot of things. Inappropriate conduct in the workplace, crazy Uber drivers, but more important than those two things, we're gonna talk about Mellka and the Meltdown game mode. So, first things first, what is Mellka? Battleborn classifies her as an agile assassin, and that's exactly what she is. She's an aggressive, mid to close range fighter with a kit that allows her to traverse maps in unconventional ways. Her main two abilities are Claw Lunge and Spike. Claw Lunge will send Mellka forward a short distance and strike the first target she hits. Spike charges a burst of energy and fires it at the ground, launching Mellka into the air and dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Her ultimate ability is Blade Launcher. It uses her Eldrid Bioglaive, whatever that is, to launch blades at enemies, dealing high single target damage. Her primary weapon is a rapid-fire machine pistol with an interesting twist. On every reload, it launches out a grenade-like canister that deals damage and applies venom to nearby enemies. See why she's envenoming and not intoxicating? Anyway, her secondary weapon is a very quick flurry of melee hits. Okay, here we go. It's time to get into it. We're already in the match. This is the Meltdown game mode. And we're picking our first Helix ability. It's Hobbling Spike. This adds a 3-second slow duration to Mellka's Spike ability. And why do I choose that over the alternative? I personally like to use the Spike as sort of an escape tool, right? If somebody's chasing you down, because Mellka's not tanky at all. She has the base health regen that all Eldrid characters have, right? So she doesn't have a shield because she's an Eldrid, but her health automatically regens all the time, right? But she's still squishy. It's not like an insane amount of health regen. So I like to use the Hobbling Spike as sort of an escape tool, as opposed to the alternative adds a slow effect to her Claw Lunge attack, which it definitely gives her more aggression. It gives her the ability to chase down fast characters, somebody trying to run away. But I like to be a little bit cautious, which is probably something you don't. Here's the thing about playing an assassin in Battleborn. You need to be aggressive. You need to move all over the map. And here we go, getting aggressive on that big Montana down there. And Isaac just shooting everybody, spraying and praying. It's very hard to take on tanky characters with anyone. Let's be honest. It's difficult. But as an assassin, you do have a pretty high damage output, so you can put the business on a tank. You just keep firing that machine pistol. And we're already seeing the venom coming into play. And the quick melee attacks. She can't go toe-to-toe with Wrath. I'm just going to put that out there. But her melee attacks are very, very quick. So if somebody does get close up to you, you can just start swinging at them. And oh my goodness, everything just coming into play within the first few seconds. There was a lot going on there. Let's take a look at that again. So we're seeing that rapid fire potential of the machine pistol coming into play. Boom, activating Spike, creating some distance between myself and Galea. She's trying to get into melee range, but she can't because of the slow that I put on her. I'm going to charge back in with Claw Lunge, hoping it would have killed her. It didn't right away, but she was really low. Finished her off with a melee, or maybe a turret finished her. I'm not sure. My assist and kills weren't showing up on my HUD, but she did die, and I did get something for that, and that's what's important. So that was pretty good. We saw pretty much everything in her toolkit, in her base toolkit, being used there. From level 1. So she's a very powerful character, very fun. And the thing to remember with Mellka specifically is that she has a 3-dimensional range of movement. Now that little tiny thing that I just jumped up, completely unnecessary. I could have just walked around because it wasn't that serious, but her Spike ability gives her a 3-dimensional range of movement that other characters don't have, right? Somebody like Big Montana, he can't jump over obstacles. And here we go, getting just poked out by it's Phoebe. Getting poked in the butt by Phoebe, but I did slow her down with that Spike once again, using that as my escape tool. She's still trying her darndest to get to me, but the Thumper turret is going to shoot her up, and that's going to finish her off. I've probably got an assist for that. Once again, I'm getting shoot out, but I'm activating the Spike once again. That is why I love that ability so much. You can activate it and just run. You don't have to worry about aiming it. If there's a melee on your ass, like everybody seems to be on mine this time, just activate it and run. And here we go. We're taking that second ability, lift off. This is going to increase the jump height of the spike ability. So that's going to give you a lot more hang time and a lot more three-dimensional mobility around the map. So if there are, you know, high up obstacles that you want to get to quickly, you can just jump to it, and you can potentially either escape from somebody or chase somebody down. Or whoa, we're picking a piece of gear already. So I'm using just, they're kind of random pieces of gear, but they're all geared towards offense. Attack speed, shield penetration, and attack damage. Those are, there are a lot of ways to build characters in Battleborn. There are so many different gear options that you can choose, but I like attack speed. I just find it to be a really cool stat. It's just kind of fun. It does allow you to empty your magazine a little bit faster with your machine pistol, which is nice because you can get that venom out a little bit faster. And wait a minute, getting chewed up, but we're seeing that increased vertical height with that jump. But just, you know, everybody's picking on me today, you know, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking getting picked on. I'm getting caught in close quarters, but Isaac is going to come in and save me. I started doing a little bit of melee action, doing that 1-2 combo. But thankfully I had a buddy nearby because I was probably going to die. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. I need friends. Everybody needs friends in Battleborn, even assassins. And there we go. Just, you know, but right, the extra launch height from the spike ability, I find it to be really valuable. You know, it's like parkour. That's the thing. That's what it is. When you play Mellka, you have to think as if you have the ability to parkour, right? Just moving around the map in 3 dimensions is what makes her amazing, right? And it throws people off. Right, because look at this Oscar Mike. What is he doing? He should have gone back to base. He was messing around. But just jumping over his head, he got completely lost. You know, maybe he's new. I don't know. But either way, you can disorient people by jumping over their heads or jumping to new obstacles. It's just, there's a lot of potential with the range of motion that you get from increasing the launch height of the spike ability. And there you go. Just walk around it. Don't waste spike on that. Now, one thing with assassin characters, there's an interesting balance with every character of what do I spend my shards on, right? Do I spend it on building up the base? Do I spend it on gear? Do I spend it on, you know, what do I spend it on? Here, wait, there's a fight going on. Oscar Mike trying to chew me out. Going to use that claw lunge, but it looks like I'm not going to make it. I'm going to try and spike to throw him off just a little bit. Looks like I made it to the little healing orb, the healing station. And that is stacking really well with my natural Eldrid regen, and I got away pretty much unscathed. Montana's going to try and take out the healing station. He's going to succeed, and now I am very vulnerable. I can't take him out 1v1, especially not with this low amount of health. He is just doing too much work. Gonna try and fight him as best I can. Gonna get the launch off, but it's not going to save me completely. Oh my god, he's so big. He lost me, though. I'm scratching his butt. He definitely probably needs it. He got that doo-doo butt. You know what I'm talking about. And I don't know what I was talking about before. Hold on. But before we go back to what I was talking about before, we're about to pick a new Helix ability. Boom. Air stall. This increases the power of her quick melee. Every character in Battleborn has the ability to quick melee. If you're playing Oscar Mike, you hit them with the butt of your gun. If you're playing Toby, the left arm of the mech will punch the guy. So the quick melee attack now with Mellka is going to do extra damage, and it's going to push her back just a few feet, giving her, you know, just more tools to keep melee off her tail. And that's just something I like to do a lot of. I don't like melees. They're just so powerful. But there are ways to get rid of them. Just push them back. And here we go. Taking another piece of gear. Just taking just pure attack damage. Attack damage is always good. You know, if you're playing an assassin, you want to do more damage. Okay. Right, so what we were talking about before was what do I like to spend my shards on as an assassin? It's a mix of gear and buildables. I don't build that many minions when I'm playing an assassin because I like keeping the healing station up to date, because sometimes, especially playing an Eldrid character, standing near a healing station, you regenerate incredibly fast, and it's potentially quicker than returning back to base and then running all the way back. Oof, gonna not make the jump initially, but the spike is gonna get me over the hill. I was getting shot up by the turret, and I think that was Oscar Mike over there before, but I was not ready to deal with that, so I had to jump to safety. But I tend to prioritize buildables and getting my gear up to date as quickly as possible before building a lot of minions when I'm playing an assassin. And here we go, getting chased out again, gonna activate the spike to create some distance, and you see she's struggling to get in range. She's trying really hard though, oh my goodness. Gonna claw lunge at her, but here we go, I got saved. I was totally gonna die there, but I got saved, and I'm gonna taunt just because it looks so cool. But she didn't see it because I didn't get the kill for that. I don't think I got the kill for that anyway. But if I did, that's BM for you, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Shane and Aurochs came in for the save, and that was beautiful. That's teamwork, ladies and gentlemen. Even as an assassin, you don't have to do it all alone. But yeah, I like to prioritize getting buildables up when I'm playing an assassin. Get that gear and get those buildables. You want to be able to take people down fast, right? And gear definitely helps you do that. It gives you an edge. Right, it's not like League of Legends where it's, oh, I gotta get the Infinity Edge before, or I gotta get the Phantom Dancer before it's too late. No, you get an edge, right? It's not insane, but it's an edge. And here we go, just everybody is showing up at the same time. Was shooting Oscar Mike a little bit, and then I saw Phoebe once again, but I just can't. It's very difficult to take on more than one character at the same time. And Phoebe being very aggressive, she's getting hit by that thumper turret though, and that is a problem for her. It's gonna slow her down just enough, and I'm gonna punch her in the back with claw lunge for the kill. That is what that ability is great with. It's great for executing somebody that you're chasing down. It looks like Isaac got killed there, but here we go, Galea gonna go down to the spike, but I'm gonna go down as well because my man Big Montana's there, but let's not worry about him. Tactical withdrawal, claw lunge. If it hits a target, it will bounce you away from the target. We're starting to see what I like to go for with Mellka. I like to be not necessarily fast, but mobile. I like to be as three-dimensional as possible when I'm playing Mellka. She can't fly, so she's never gonna be Benedict. But she can be very three-dimensional. She can have these erratic movements that makes it more difficult for melee characters to take her down. And that's one of the big things. You don't want to be able to be taken down by melee assassins because they're very powerful. They're very powerful indeed. Wrath OP 2016. No, he's not. It's all balanced in some sort of way. But seriously though, I like the ability to move in 3 dimensions. That's what it's all about. It's all about, you gotta think inside the cube, right? Because it's not a box. If you're thinking inside the box or outside the box, you're doing it wrong. It's a cube. It's 3-dimensional. You gotta think inside the cube. If you're thinking outside the cube, more power to you. That's some next level singularity shit, okay? But if you're thinking inside the cube, you're still doing well. All right? That's what I'm talking about. And here we go. Galea once again coming back. I'm going to use that quick melee to push her back just a little bit, push her and myself back. Just completely, I got lost there. I'm not going to lie to you. I got lost. But she ran away, I'm pretty sure. But here we go, picking up a minion. Now, I haven't talked too much about what the actual objective of the Meltdown game mode is, but essentially what you have to do is you have to guide minions into the enemy trash compactors, and those things will eat up the minions, and they will give you a certain amount of points based on the size of the minion. I don't know the exact number of points per minion, but just know the bigger the minion, the more the points, okay? So that's the objective. It's very big on minions, and you'll notice, though, that I haven't really done too much regarding killing minions, and that's because I'm playing an assassin. If I was playing someone like Oscar Mike or some other character that deals really high AoE burst damage, just really effective at killing minions, I would be killing more minions. But playing an assassin, I like to go more for the kills. I like to try and harass the enemy, and there we go, Big Montana going down. I believe I had an assist from that from Marquise. It's Marquise. Come on, let's be honest. It's Marquise. Yeah, I don't go for minions too often when I'm playing an assassin. You know, if there are no players around, obviously I'm going to kill a minion. Hold that thought. We're picking another ability. I went for Adrenaline Rush. What this does is if I melee a target that's affected with Venom, I get a little bit of extra health regen, making me a little bit tankier in, during a tense fight. Might give you an edge, might not. Really, with that particular Helix selection, it kind of boils down to preference, and unfortunately I didn't make that jump, so I wasn't able to get Oscar Mike. But It's okay. Can't get everybody. Can't get everybody every time. Can't do it all. You can't do it all, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, with that particular Helix tree, the alternative is if you kill an enemy with Venom, you get a permanent health boost, also making you a little bit more tankier but less sustain. It's really just it's tomatoes. It's just a preference thing for that particular Helix. Kind of like all the Helix options. This is just how I like to play Mellka. This is how I've found the most success with her. And here we go. Big Montana just stepping on the ground. He said, fuck out of here with your mobility bullshit. And just stunning me up. Stuns are definitely the bane of playing a mobile character, because once you stop moving, once you are grounded, you become a very easy target, and everybody is just poking me out. Phoebe's chasing me, Gallia's chasing me, just everybody. I'm trying to run as fast as I can. And it looks like no, she didn't give up. She's still coming. But she's running away. She's not with it. She's not ready for it. But she's coming back. She doesn't know what she wants to do. Let's think about it. Think about it, girl. Go back there and think about it. Now, at this point, I have no idea where she's gone, but that's okay. I'm staying on the battlefield. I probably could stand to go back myself, but there are players to kill. There's action to be had. There are people to fight, and here we go. Gallia, she's very low. Just one more hit, and she could be dead, but going to get chewed out. It's very unfortunate. Got a long respawn time. And this is one of those situations. I can drop some serious knowledge on you right now. If you are low on health, in a lot of situations, it's either better to go back to a healing station and just chill by that thing if you're an Eldrid, or just straight up return to base, because staying dead for 20 seconds and having to run back takes longer than teleporting back very quickly and then running back. So a lot of times, if you're dying and you feel like you're just immediately gonna die, it's usually better to go back. But if you think you can hang with the big boys, hang with the big boys. But here we go. We're going back into the field, and my team is actually doing very well. We have a pretty solid setup, but everybody is performing their roles as they need to be played. The assassin, myself, I'm going for the kills. Thorn, she's going for whatever she's going for. And she's also pushing minions pretty hard. Thorn has a really high potential to push minions with one of her abilities. I don't know what it's called, but it puts a big AoE on the floor, does a lot of damage. And oh my goodness, I'm getting chewed up by Gallia. Got lost in that little melee confrontation there. But I was able to create some distance in between us. Almost killed her with the spike, but she did go into her pool form, which makes her immune to damage for the duration. But worked out in the end because I didn't die. And here we go. Gonna sort of get a kill steal on Big Man Montana. But it's a team game. If you see, it's like, oh, he's probably gonna get that kill. Just take it. And here we go. Taking Spike Burst. This is just gonna increase the radius of the spike attack, right? It creates it has a small radius underneath Mellka's feet. Taking that ability increases the radius, and we're going to see it come into play a little bit right here. Shooting up this minion, boom, doing some big damage to all targets nearby. It's nice. It's nice. So if you've got a bunch of guys on you, just all grouped up, if you've got multiple melees on you, just jump up, hit that spike, do damage to all of them, potentially kill them. It does a lot of damage. So it's a great ability for mobility. It's very versatile, and it's a great ability for doing damage. So you can really pick and choose how you want to use the spike ability. And that's the thing about Mellka. Before we're getting close to the end here, but the most important thing to know about Mellka, she is an easy character to pick up, right? Her kit isn't overly complicated. She shoots grenades when she reloads. One of her attacks is a dash and damage. The other attack jumps her in the air. That's it. It's a very simple kit, but if you use it well, then you can just do some really cool stuff. So I'm definitely dead there, but as you saw, I tried to create some distance with that melee. I'm starting to get fucked up now. Starting to get fucked up. Pardon my French, but I'm getting knocked the fuck out a lot. It's unfortunate. But with a simple toolkit, you can use it in very dynamic ways, right? Making sure that you always land the venom on the reload. A lot of characters, I think every other character in the game, when they reload, they don't have to worry about aiming. But with Mellka, you do. You have to be conscious of when you're reloading and what you're looking at when you're reloading if you want to optimize her damage. With Lunge, Claw Lunge, are you going to use it for an escape, or are you going to use it for chasing somebody and getting that finishing blow? Are you going to use it? What are you going to use it for, right? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then the same goes for Spike. Are you going to use it for an escape? Are you going to use it for that 3-dimensional movement around the map? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm shooting Montana. He doesn't know I'm here because he's huge and his head is small. That's the problem. He doesn't have a good field of vision, I would assume. And look at that. The game is over. We won. Good job, guys. GG. No re. This is Battleborn. And that was Mellka. That definitely isn't everything there is to do about Mellka. There's much ado about Mellka. But that's definitely the feel of Mellka. That's who she is. That's her identity. That's what she is. She's an Eldrid. She's an assassin. She's punk rock. She's assassin. She's all them things put together. She's a badass. Let's be honest. So thank you for watching iBluAirJgR Gaming for Comedy, and I will see you next time.